Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm talking all about how I personally am choosing to practice self-care in 2019. So the first self-care resolution that I have is to journal more often, and I am pretty good at journaling. Like, I journal every night for the most part, but I have a tendency when I'm either really happy or feeling really crappy, I won't journal, and generally those are when you want to journal the most because you want to document happy moments and you also want to document your sadness because it'll help you feel better as you work through your emotions. But for some reason, whenever I'm really happy or really sad, I don't journal, so my resolution is to journal every single night regardless of how I'm feeling. I also want to start doing morning pages more often. I kind of forget to do them, but I find that they're really helpful for setting intentions for the day and just like kind of brain dumping so that you're not stressed out during the day. Kind of going in the same direction as more journaling, I also want to do more gratitude. Again, when I'm really happy, I forget to do it, and when I'm really sad, I forget to do it. So I really want to practice more gratitude, which means just documenting things that I'm grateful for, bringing awareness to the things that I'm grateful for. So something that I used to do when I first started journaling was I would write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, 3 happy things that happened to me, and 3 things that I'm proud of myself for doing. I used to do that like every single day in my journal when I first started journaling, and so the 3 pieces of gratitude was something really integral to my journaling journey, because that's what really made me feel good about journaling, was that every night I could reflect on the things that I'm grateful for, all the ways that I'm blessed, and it would really help me feel better. I need to start doing that more often. It's just more gratitude, more gratitude, more gratitude. The third thing is very specific to me, but it's indulging in my extroverted side more often and listening to my needs when I need external energy. So I'm an extrovert. I'm like the classic definition of an extrovert. I rely on other people and I rely on like external stimulation in order to energize myself. So I need to be around people to feel energized, and I used to live alone. I still kind of live alone. My sister kind of lives with me. I moved, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, but that's besides the point. I need to be around people to feel energized, and when living alone, it's hard to do that because you don't have a roommate, you're not living with people, and so it can get kind of lonely sometimes. My dogs really help a lot. Like, my dogs definitely help, and because I can talk to them, I can take them on walks, I feel less alone when I'm with them. My dogs are really nice to have, but I just need more people stimulation in my life, and working a full-time job, it's hard to do that because you're so engrossed in your work. You kind of feel bad stepping away from your desk and socializing, but I've gotten a lot better at doing that, and it also helps to have like an amazing workplace culture. Like, I am so blessed where I work. Like, the people that work with me are fantastic, kind, generous human beings, and I just love being around them. They're really positive and they really uplift me. I used to feel guilty asking people to hang out with me because I felt like I was being a burden and that they were too busy for me and that kind of thing. But my friends have told me over and over and over again they like spending time with me, and that I shouldn't feel guilty for reaching out to them because they want to talk to me, they want to help me, they want to, you know, just be with me. I shouldn't hold back when I feel like I need attention. The fourth thing is something interesting that I am just now getting into because I work a full-time job now and I have income, but I need to stop beating myself up for spending money on myself. This is something that I do pretty often just because the way I was raised was that I believe in saving money and investing money and not spending money on yourself unless it's for travel. When it comes to travel, I will spend all the money, but if it's like material things and stuff like that, I kind of, especially now that I don't buy makeup anymore, I definitely have noticed that I feel guilty when I do spend money on material things, even if it's something that I need, like a baking sheet. Like, I didn't have a baking tray for such a long time, but I was like, no, I don't need it, I can do without it. And then finally I was like, I love to bake, I need a baking tray. So I bought a baking tray. But I find it really hard to spend money on myself, and so I'm trying to find the balance between not spending too much money on myself and kind of going buck wild and be like, hey, it's self-care, whatever. Because let's be real, you don't need to spend money to practice self-care, but you can invest money in certain things that bring joy to your life. Like, for example, fresh flowers I bought myself recently because I was like, this is a very small price to pay for the amount of joy that it brings me, so I bought myself fresh flowers. I bought myself a necklace the other day because I need like an everyday necklace that I want to wear every day, and so I looked online and I was like, okay, this is kind of a lot of money, but I spent it anyway, and now I'm really excited for it to show up. I know it's gonna bring me a lot of happiness because I love jewelry. Another self-care thing that I want to do more in 2019 is more reading. I got into reading big time again in 2018, last year, and I don't feel bad for saying that at all, because I used to not read at all. Like, I never read because for school I would have to read, and then when it came to reading for pleasure, I was like, this feels like work. But now that I am working and I don't have to read as often, which, well, that's not even true, because for work I do have to read scientific papers. Back in school, I would feel like reading for pleasure was just work, and so I wouldn't really do it. I read a couple of books here and there, but I never like read diligently. But now that I like need something to unwind before bed and make myself sleepy and kind of get into a nighttime routine, I'm reading a lot more often, which is good, but I'm not very consistent about it. Like, I'll get inspired to read and I'll read for like 2 weeks and then I'll stop doing it, and then the book will just be unfinished. So the books that I'm reading right now are Michelle Obama's Becoming, The Happiness Advantage, and then Her Body and Other Parties, and I'll link all of them down below. Next self-care resolution is something that everyone aspires to do, but somehow every year I find myself saying the same thing over and over again, but I want to exercise more. And when I say exercise, I just mean being active, like whether it be running or like walking to the grocery store or like taking a walk at work or like doing yoga or walking my dogs or like cleaning, like anything that involves being active, I want to do more of, and doing it mindfully. But the placebo effect is really, really powerful, and we all know that, but your mind can actually trick your body into doing certain things even though the actual thing isn't happening. So like, for example, there was a study done where there are like 2 sets of maids or like housekeepers, and one group of housekeepers was told that when you clean, it's like the equivalent of cardio and like you're doing a lot of exercise when you clean, and then the other group of maids was not told anything. And the housekeepers went on doing their work, and they came back after like a couple weeks or a couple months or something, and they found that the housekeepers that were told that cleaning is exercise lost weight, whereas the housekeepers that were not told anything, they didn't lose any weight. So your mindset really matters, and so I find that if I bring awareness to any activity that I'm doing, not that I want to lose weight or anything, like that's not my goal, but I just want to bring awareness to it because I feel like the physical effects of exercise will be a lot more apparent if I bring awareness to it. And then also the mental effects too, like exercise is great for your mental health. So last one that I'm so excited for is just like more learning, and I am so lucky that my job constantly challenges me to learn and learn and learn. I'm like way in over my head right now because everyone in my group has a PhD basically in like biology or chemistry or computer science, and so they are very smart people, and I'm just chilling with my BS in chemical engineering, like I don't know what's going on. But it's really a good place to be because I would seriously rather be the dumbest person in a room full of smart people than the smartest person in a room full of dumb people. Like, that sounds mean, but like that's just the truth. Like, I would rather be like the dumbest person and just have to put in the work and learn rather than just like coast along and not be challenged at all. I'm a very inquisitive person, and I always have been a very inquisitive person. I think that's why engineering really engaged me as a major, but I strive to learn and I thrive when I'm being challenged. So I'm glad that I'm being challenged at work, but then outside of work I also need to be challenged, so I want to learn things outside of work. And so this is my question to you guys: do any of you have memberships at Skillshare? And if you do, what's your experience with it? Should I invest in that? Is that something worth doing? Because all of these other YouTubers have like Skillshare sponsorships and they rant and rave about it, but like I want to know your opinion on it, especially now that I'm not in school anymore and I don't have to learn for a living, which I don't know, it's so hard to explain because like for work I do have to learn for a living because I have to have like that background to do my work, but like now that I'm not in school and I'm not being like tested all the time, it's nice to be able to learn the things that I want to learn. I don't have to spend time learning like freaking transport phenomena and like Fick's law and stuff like that. So yeah, more learning is going to be really good for my mental health, really good for just like overall feeling like I have a purpose in life. I find that sometimes when I'm feeling like really depressed, it's because I feel like I don't have any purpose or any meaning to what I'm doing every single day. Like I'm just going through the motions and there's no awareness or mindfulness behind it. I'm hoping that with all the things I just talked about, I can live a much more intentional, mindful, aware life. And I'm really looking forward to it. So let me know what your self-care resolutions are for 2019. Did any of the kind of things I talked about resonate with you? Like maybe we can hold each other accountable for that kind of thing. You should definitely follow me on Instagram because I am documenting a lot of the things that I'm doing on Instagram, especially on my Instagram stories. So you can follow me there at Kaya Empire. It's just the same as my YouTube. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this video, but it's probably going to be during Valentine's Day week or maybe even on Valentine's Day. So thank you all so much for watching and spending this time with me. Happy Valentine's Day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.